Look at this great team that Arsenal is building for this new season. While everyone is watching the high-profile signings of Manchester City and Liverpool, Arsenal is working quietly, building a squad that promises to give a favourites a lot of trouble. Let's analyze the signings already made by the Gunners in this video and talk about one more name that could still arrive. Remember that you won't miss absolutely anything about the start of the season for Arsenal and the teams you want by having the SofaScore app downloaded on your phone. On SofaScore, you can check match schedules, results, tables, statistics, all in a complete and very practical way. And best of all, the app is free, so you can learn more about SofaScore by scanning this QR code with your phone's camera, or just click on the first link in the description. Before I talk about the signings Arsenal made in this transfer window, I need to highlight the solid foundation that Arsenal already has. Like it or not, last season Arsenal may not have won any trophies, but they were semi-finalists in the Champions League, eliminating Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, and were also runners-up in the Premier League. So Liverpool were champions, Arsenal finished second, ahead of teams like Manchester City and Chelsea, who often invest much more than Arsenal. That already calls attention. Arteta has been working for years, and obviously they have a solid base. You look at the team and they have Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Declan Rice, Degaard, Gabriel Martinelli. It's a good team, a competitive one, and on top of that, packed with young players. So now let's see the solid base in this new season, receiving these reinforcements, and let's see how they perform. The trend is that Arsenal will continue to be a dangerous team. I don't think they can surpass the squads of City and Liverpool in the league, but when it comes to domestic cups and especially the Champions League, they can definitely surprise a lot of people. Let's get started. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Starting with the goal, Arsenal recently signed Kepa Arrizabalaga. Kepa, who is already a well-travelled goalkeeper in European football. He played for Real Madrid, played for Chelsea, and Arsenal bought him from Chelsea, since he wasn't being used there. The Gunners paid €5 million for him. Kepa is 30 years old and signed a contract until 2028. He comes in as a backup. After all, the undisputed starter in Arsenal's goal right now is David Raya. Throughout the season, for rotation, especially in domestic cups, that's when Kepa should get some opportunities. Christian Mosquera. Thinking about the future, Arsenal signed another young defender to develop. This player is the Spaniard Christian Mosquera. He is 21 years old. Mosquera was at Valencia, and Arsenal bought him in a total package of €20 million with a contract until 2030. Today, Arsenal already have their centre-back partnership well established with Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. So Mosquera is someone who, as I made clear, doesn't arrive to play right away but to be developed in the medium and long term. It's something Arsenal has done for a long time, like when they signed Martinelli, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba back then, and now, after 3 or 4 seasons, they are paying off. Christian Nørgaard. Christian Nørgaard is a bit different from what I was just saying about Mosquera, because Nørgaard is already a 31-year-old player, already playing in the Premier League. He was bought from Brentford and arrives to add depth to the squad. Today, Arsenal already have big names in midfield, Declan Rice, Martin Degaard, Mikel Merino. But here's the thing, Arsenal lost some names. Jorginho went to Flamengo, Thomas Partey's contract ended, and he left too. So they needed new players to help with squad rotation. The season is long. There are many matches, injuries, suspensions. That's the profile in which Nørgaard arrives at the Emirates. He came from Brentford for €11 million and signed a contract until 2027. Let me remind you in the middle of the video, haven't left your like yet? Go ahead, leave your like. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe too so you don't miss any updates on the channel. Martin Zubimendi. I said that Christian Nørgaard arrived to add depth, but a player who comes to fight for a starting spot is Martin Zubimendi, a 26-year-old defensive midfielder who was previously on the radar of Manchester City and Real Madrid, but Arsenal moved faster and secured his signing. He arrived from Real Sociedad for €70 million, contract until 2030. Another player Arsenal signs with a medium and long term in mind. Zubimendi is an excellent player, strong in defense, with very high-quality passing, and it's no wonder he has recently been starting for the Spanish national team. A very good player. He will add a lot to this midfield as another technically gifted option. Noni Majuk. Moving on to the attack, Arsenal signed a forward who was at Chelsea but was set to lose space this season with Pedro Neto's rise and the arrival of Estevao, and that's exactly what happened. Noni Madueke was bought from rival Chelsea for €56 million. He is only 23 years old and signed a contract until 2030. Another player who comes to add depth. After all, Arsenal already have Martinelli on the left wing, Bukayo Saka on the right wing, and signed a centre forward. So Madueke will help throughout the season. He is still in development, very fast, and needs more playing time. At Chelsea, that was becoming complicated. Victor Gyökeres. Now we get to the player considered the cherry on top for Arsenal's squad. And why? Anyone who followed Arsenal last season knows that Arteta had many problems at striker because Gabriel Jesus suffered a serious knee injury and hasn't returned yet, still about a month or two away from recovery. And Havertz also got injured again last season, so it became urgent to sign a new centre-forward. You have to understand, in the final matches, for example in the Champions League, the one who played as Arsenal striker was Mikel Merino, improvising. Exactly. So Arsenal knew they needed a new number 9 and decided to spend big to sign the player who perhaps had the best scoring average in European football last season. Victor Gyökeres, Swedish striker who was at Sporting Lisbon, scoring goals in every way, over 50 goals last season, both in Portuguese football and for the Swedish national team, arrived with huge expectations. So Gyökeres is the man signed to be Arsenal's new goalscorer. He comes with the honor of wearing the number 14 shirt, once worn by legend Thierry Henry. Contract until 2030, fee of €65 million. Something that might help him in this new phase is that he is not a very young player. He is someone who broke out later, more mature, not just a young talent with uncertainty about whether he would succeed. Of course, every signing carries risk. But in Gyökeres' case, he arrives after an outstanding season and as a mature player. If he manages to produce even 50% of what he did at Sporting, he will already be extremely useful for Arsenal. So guys, this was the second video of the day. Thanks a lot for joining me once again, and don't forget, if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it. That's it. Guys, see you tomorrow in the next video. Take care and goodbye.